Hello and welcome to Zerbinator's Horror Nights. This is the show that brings the air into scare, the right in fright, and the error in terror. I am your host, Zerb, and with me tonight is a very good friend filling in for Mike Groshon because Mike decided to go out and buy a boat and a truck and then go on vacation. Mike,
unbelievable. The nerve.
The nerve. So in tonight is covering for Mike Groshon, who will definitely be back. A good buddy of mine, Phil, who is going to try this for the first time. This is the first time he's recorded anything via podcast, right?
This is my very first, I think this is my first recording ever.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever recorded anything other than maybe some legal statements, but...
Congratulations on that. Hopefully they were helpful.
Can you tell us what the officer was doing at the time? Yeah, no.
Talking to the mic, sir. Talking to the mic.
Yeah, no, this is my very first podcast, and I'm actually very excited. So thank you very much for having me over, Kevin.
Thank
I appreciate
you for filling in.
Stop, my ribs.
And number two, thank you very much for doing what you're about to do tonight, because you just found out about it, 15 minutes ago.
If that, sure. Yeah.
So thank you.
No problem.
On such short notice.
Well, much rather be out on a boat being towed by my brand new truck, but I don't have that kind of money. So, lucky him.
He's lucky. I asked him to pick me up on the way, and he said no.
No, of course not.
Normally, right now, you would get the pre-warning, which is spoiling the heck out of whatever, but we're not going to do that tonight. Tonight, I've decided, along with my buddy Phil, to go down movies that are going to be coming out towards October, November-ish, and they're horror films that I thought were interesting, and we'll find out how interesting they were. And all we're going off of are the previews that are available right now on YouTube. If you want to go see them, we'll tell you the names. You can go check out the previews yourself and then watch them and then come on back and listen to what we thought, or watch them after the show. Either way, just listen to the show. It's going to be good.
Yep, sounds great, and we're going to have a good time.
Definitely.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It would be a little unkind to present this without just a word of friendly warning.
Children of the night, what music they make.
It deals with the two great mysteries of creation.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Life and death.
Your mother sit here with his cat.
I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain...
Would you like to leave a message?
Now's your chance to... we've warned you.
Phil. We're going to start off with a movie that actually came out July 15th, 2015. It's called Howl. And this is of course, what you would think, not necessarily like The Howling. It's a British movie, though. And we're going to watch the trailer and come right back. So, excuse us.
Sure.
Father, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Anything that's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here now.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, piping hot coffee, delicious hot dogs. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar of their drive-in theater.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Okay, so we just watched Howl.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that was very interesting.
Very.
It started off with a very disgruntled train engineer or conductor.
Like they are in British Columbia?
Yeah. In British Columbia or in England, I think is where they were.
That's what it was.
Yep, and...
District of Columbia is what I was thinking. Sorry.
District of Columbia.
I was way off.
So he was collecting tickets from random passengers, which made up that typical gene pool of people that always end up in the movies.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier.
Oh, yeah, the different stereotypical, you got everything
people.
you need. That's
Yep.
true.
The belligerent old man, the snotty business guy, a wealthy
ditzy
woman,
teenager.
ditzy teenager,
Right.
and then
Probably has the cool guy that we didn't get to see in there.
yeah. Well,
Oh, it did. The one
being
who's
from
sitting
England.
in the corner
Yeah,
and looking all sluggish.
yeah, and train breaks down in the middle of the woods. Mm-hmm. The engineer jumped off to check it out, and next thing you see is he's slammed against the side and a blood smear.
He becomes minced meat like you have in a pie.
And everybody was, let's just walk. We'll get out and walk to the station. It's only 2 miles away. How far can it be?
That's right. And it just sounded like a bunch of bears.
It was a bunch of bears.
And then the girl said,
The bears don't howl.
you don't know what kind of bears they are.
No, apparently she doesn't know nothing.
She's not a bearologist or something
She's
of that
got to be
nature.
from London. She doesn't know anything.
She does not know the bears out there.
So, but and it's just a big blood fest, hunting fest for the werewolfies.
The werewolves look good. It was a mix between American Werewolf in London and the Howling makeup.
Yeah,
You could tell, I think there was a little bit of computer help there.
maybe those long thorn-like teeth were really interesting. I
It
got a
doesn't
great
look
story
like
for
Tom Savini.
another podcast
Okay.
when I met the Warrens. That was
That's something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil will be joining me. We're trying to think of a clever name for, well, I still haven't officially asked you, but the skeptic and the
the open-minded one.
something like that.
Not the believer. I'm not sold as one of these people. Like, it's out there, man. It's out there. And
We're hitting a thesaurus.
Yeah, we'll
and
have
then
to
we'll have a title,
figure it
and
out.
We've got to do that show, and Phil will join me with that because he has some stories that will send me through the roof, and I'm going to try to downplay all of them the best I can, and he's going to try to make me believe the best he can.
There you go.
And most of the time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with him though, because he is a very honest person, if I may say.
Yeah.
So, except when you talk about the Warrens. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm totally kidding. He got to meet the Warrens, and if you want to know who the Warrens are, watch The Conjuring.
Yes.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, we will be doing that show eventually too. Maybe you should sit in with me and Mike when we do that.
Do The Conjuring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it so I see it. So I know what they're talking about.
Okay, good.
And I'm going to have to start watching these movies on a regular basis.
Yeah, just
That's my thing. I don't want to watch the movies. I watch the trailers and go, okay, I've seen it.
yeah, exactly. You have most of these. You're finished seeing them.
Yep.
Well,
This-
the Howl is out
Yeah, it's out. You could go to the theater and see it right now if
And-
it's still around.
at July 15th. It looks pretty good. It's worth seeing. I personally, I'd say wait till Netflix or wait till it comes out on video.
Yeah, I'm
So that's
Yeah.
not a thumbs up.
not a huge thumbs up. It's no thumbs, no thumb down, no thumb up for me. But
We're steady, straight
steady
hands.
flat hand. Yeah.
So now we're going to go on and watch Poltergeist.
Poltergeist?
We're going to watch Poltergeist, which will be our second film for tonight. We'll be right back after this message.
I don't know. I think I'd rather watch Poltergripe. That's.
I think Poltergeist is...
Can you imagine? Ghost comes out of the closet. You people are making too much noise. Get out of my house.
It sounds like Scrooge. Now you go on. Go down to the river and buy me a
Poltergripe.
turkey. Poltergeist. We're going to go watch Poltergeist, and we'll come right back. This is the 2015 version, the one that Steven Spielberg is spinning in his alive grave for.
His alive grave.
Yeah, is he? Did he have anything to do with this?
I don't think so. Maybe just, copy selling the rights so he can
Yeah.
put more money in his pocket. That's about the only thing I can think of.
He's got enough. Jurassic World 2 is coming up.
Jurassic World 2.
He's making another one. August release next year.
Well, he loves those
Dinos.
and giant sharks, and that's his bread and butter for the
guess
last
so.
30, 40 years, or however long he's been doing it.
I think so. One more Indiana Jones, and he's set.
Got to find a new Indiana Jones, though, because Han Solo just went back to the Millennium Falcon this year.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie coming
Me
out.
too. Me too. We'll be right back after these messages.
Okay.
We'll play commercials while we're watching.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's a choice of food and drink to satisfy anyone and everyone. You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment. Something to please all tastes and age groups.
We're back.
So we just saw Poltergeist, and it's the remake coming out in, I believe, October?
I think it is October.
Okay, well, very shortly, so
Yeah.
get ready to see it if you like that and you want to see the remake, and it looked interesting.
Very interesting.
I did like the special effects that they showed in the preview.
Yeah.
A couple of good jump scares.
Yeah.
But my only this is my problem, and this is my begrudging attitude about all commercials now. They give too much away.
Yeah.
And my concern is if those are the best scares that they just showed you,
You're going to be really
I'm
upset.
going to be disappointed because I hope they throw something better. Because a couple of them are like, "Ooh, that was actually a great effect, and that was a good little jump scare." But save it for the movie.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
it's a remake, so we already know what the storyline is,
Yeah.
and it's just a matter of, are you going to do it better? And I'm a fan of CGI. I really am.
Okay.
I love it because I know it's CGI. And I know that they're trying to go over the top with stuff that you can't do naturally or in real time
Gotcha.
without
Yeah.
hurting somebody.
Right.
So I have no problem with CGI. I really don't. I just don't like it when they do it too fast and they have like those model people and you could tell they're either too
tell they're
skinny
fake.
or too long. Yeah. But like
Yeah.
CGI effects of monsters or flames and stuff, I'm fine with that. That's great. And I did like on the rope. Did you see that funky flame thing? The four-way
that
flame.
wasn't too bad.
No, and that kind of was a throwback to the
Original.
first movie,
Yeah.
right? Where they had that like lightning flame thing coming out of the closet.
And the rope went into the wall in the kids' room.
Yeah,
So that makes me want, since it's not going up in the ceiling, how much of the house is, really?
Yeah.
So at least now the attic is not possessed. It's inside the walls.
It's inside the wall, and inside the main thing is that closet. That seems like the closet. They did the TV thing again, so they hit all the iconic,
The necessary items for it.
yeah, things that you saw in the first movie. They hit all those things. My little gripe: the kids aren't cute. I'm sorry, they're not. I know there's
And we
somebody's
lost
son and
those
daughter.
two listeners.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at the cute little kids from the first movie.
Yeah.
And they were cute. These are your typical kids, and
Even with the buck teeth.
yeah,
The can opener kid.
right.
Bucky,
And
Bucky the vampire
they're
slayer.
just there's not that awe appeal that I'm not feeling for the kids. I'm almost kind of
Mortimer
like,
Snurd.
pardon?
Mortimer Snurd, I was thinking. I'm sorry, I'm just going off of his teeth. You remember that? I thought I was the only one.
But
well-
that was, I don't know. That's a small thing. That's
Sam Raimi is producing it, which set
Yes.
my heart afire.
Yes.
Evil Dead, the original, the remake was a little too much because it looked too real, and that kind of bothered me. I screamed and squirmed, and I think that's what he wanted. So he succeeded.
I can
in
see
Evil
that
Dead.
in this remake, especially with that evil clown doll.
As soon as
Yeah.
the evil clown doll, and also when those doors shut and the far out
Oh,
back
yeah.
cameras, that's a Sam Raimi shot.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I have ever seen one. I'm interested in. I would see that in the theater. I would hope I came out happy.
Yeah, I would probably see it in the theater as well. So I'd give that a thumbs up.
I'll give it a thummies up as well. And now we're going to move on to the third item on our list, Crimson Peak, which stars Loki.
Right.
What's his name? John Lee Hooker.
You are so much more knowledgeable than I
Thank
am.
you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm making up names.
I have approximate knowledge of many things, but
I'm making things
names are not one of them.
I think his name was Craig.
Craig.
We'll come back when I know the name, right after these
He's a British
messages.
actor. I think his name was Billy Bob.
Billy Von Babolat.
Billy Bob Bubble. I know he's one of the supervillains who likes his Jaguars.
Yes.
Because, you have to get away in style.
And what's the proper way to say that?
Jaguar.
Thank you very much.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn. a complete assortment of delicious candy. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time.
So we just finished watching Crimson
Peaks. Crimson Peaks.
I was going to say Crimson Tide or Twin Peaks.
I know. I got the two confused, but I really am intrigued by this one.
This looks good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I really like the Victorian throwback feel to the movie. The gorgeous house.
Extremely gorgeous house.
Yeah, really creepy on the outside, and just the way they have it set in the middle of nowhere in a snowy, desolate area.
Snow instead of rain and trees and high mountain.
Right.
You know,
it's
really
kind
cool
of a
idea.
twist on the haunted house, but inside, I was really thrown by that gorgeous Victorian and almost
her name?
steampunk.
Oh, you mean the house?
The house, yeah. That Gothic styling. I love it.
It's obviously a time period piece because they were dressed in the days of yore.
Right, the Victorian age. Yep, definitely.
The door
1800s. Oh, the door handle. That
door
was
handle
really
flicking
creepy.
back and forth as it was opening up. I've never seen something like that before.
No, and you know, and something else I've never seen before is the wispy, smoky ghosts.
Yeah.
That was really, really great, and
much detail, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, that's where I liked CGI because you can't get that.
I complained.
Yep.
I was complaining during it because I was like too much CGI.
Yeah, but it didn't have that like jump scare. It's not like Michael Myers, but it's definitely like a storyline.
Oh yeah,
a haunted storyline, which I like.
An incredible actor and actresses in it.
Yes.
Actors and actresses. Tom Hiddleston, who played Loki. You have a great story about Loki, which you told me.
I saw a little photo thing on YouTube, I think it was, or no, excuse me, a Pinster site.
Okay.
And he was interviewing a bunch of little school kids, and he was asking me, so who do you like better, the superheroes or the villains? And he was in his Loki's costume, and one of the kids said, Thor's better than you. And he's like, why? He's got a big hammer and he can knock you down.
Right.
So he reached over and he knocked the kid over, and he goes, well, I just knocked you down. So
I love it.
where's your Thor now?
Where's your Thor now?
But it was a cute little picture, and kids getting...
Who was Academy, right? Where's your Messiah now? See?
Take that.
So, take that, Moses.
Oh my God. That was the worst person to hire for that movie.
I know it. Well, now, where's your Messiah?
Now. Give me my stogie, see?
Yeah, that's right.
Where's my Tommy gun? Wait a minute, wrong picture. Oh, yeah. You mean I gotta wear a staff?
We can make this movie a lot quicker. So what? That's definite. I'm going to try this. Guillermo del Toro made that movie.
Yes.
Can you say his first name?
No. I'm
not even going to try.
I am not even going to try. It was G. Del Toro.
That's right. G. Del Toro made that movie.
I have enough trouble trying to speak English. I'm not even going to try to say his name.
Okay, good. I'm with you on that. Guillermo.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Guillermo.
And we'll be right back after this. We're going to go check out the final one, which is Insidious Chapter 3.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
And we'll be right back.
Enjoy your evening to the fullest. How about some snowy, crisp, and crunchy popcorn? That's a fine way to relax. Just sit and munch contentedly while you enjoy the show. Bring enough popcorn back for the whole family. Everyone likes popcorn. And now, Mom and Dad want a cup of good, satisfying coffee. That's the kind we serve, full of flavor and satisfaction.
All right, we just saw Insidious 3. The trailer, and I got to be honest with you, I haven't seen the first two.
Insidious 1 and 2 were made by the same gentleman that made The Conjuring and Annabelle.
Okay.
Number 3, I don't see his name over it, so I don't know if he's part of this or not, but the lady that is doing the seance business
is
the same lady that's been in 1 and 2, and what her job is she helps do seances to rid houses of ghosts, or sort of like the Warrens
Right.
type of people.
Obviously, insidious entities.
Right. And one of the main themes in part 1 was Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Tiptoe through the tulips.
So
That song. And so they're doing it again in this one, I guess, trying to sell it. I don't know if it's in this movie or not.
okay.
But the cool thing is that the monster in part 1...
So little Tim wasn't haunting the first house?
Yeah, he came out and said,
I'm going to play my ukulele. Oh, it'll be scary.
the monster, the really big demon monster part 1, just constantly played that song on an old record player.
Oh, okay.
And that's when you knew he was around, because that song would start up. And it was really cool. It was creepy.
Okay.
I can't listen to the song now because of that first movie. This first movie was great. And what happened is people would fall asleep, and then that's when they would enter the dead kind of world. But the people that fell asleep, I think it was actually one person, couldn't wake back up again. So they were stuck in that world. So that's been the theme. And
that's why she made that comment about if we don't get her out, she's going to be trapped
stuck there forever. So this is part 3 of that same idea.
And I take it the girl's mother was in 1 or 2 and she passed away, or
I think that's a different.
So this is like just
storyline.
a new story.
I think this is all
with
new
the same.
because nobody looks familiar except for the seance chick.
Okay.
That's it. So I'm interested in it for that idea. It looks good. There's a lot of real, me with the computer effects. I don't want too many. And there's a little bit in there, but you could see some of the makeup on and things like that looked pretty good.
Yeah, there was some live action.
Goodness.
Yeah, goodness. I like that. Spookiness. Yeah, the character that jumped out and grabbed her, and in that whole realm that looked like a hospital room, like a creepy hospital room where there's all kinds of weird entities in there and everything. That looks pretty good. They get those. I'm going to butcher this word. Those Cirque d'Lay. I can't say it.
Gamillion del Toros.
Yes, those acrobatic French
the French jumpers.
circus. That's it.
Yeah, them French people that does a lot of this, that, and a boom, chada bing.
Where they could like bend themselves in different ways. The contortionists and
contortionists, yes.
Yeah, but what do they do? The Cirque d'Lay.
Circus
d'Lay. I can't say
like that. Circus d'Lay.
Yeah, I'm going to be the typical American. That there French circus. When all them acrobats are in.
Exactly.
That there, I could eat a cheeseburger and watch that all day long. That there, them there people bending themselves up. That is something else, I tell you.
When they turn 50, they're going to have problems with their neck.
I bet you're right. And you know what? You get that girl to give you a bear with her feet. That'd be hell of something. I was sitting there watching NASCAR, and she could, sweet, can you get me a bear? And just like one step on her hands, grab it from the fridge, and bend it right back over to me.
And throw it right, and you catch it in your right hand. You say, thank you.
Hand. Thank you very much. That was beautiful.
Delicious.
I can't believe it. Stupid. They're so stupid.
I love it. So yes, this is.
But they had a couple of those people. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes,
a couple of little creepy people crawling around in that
bending
contortion.
in ways that you normally cannot.
Yeah, and that's those creep me out. And there's something. You know what? I got to go back to the second movie, that Victorian one that we were just watching, Crimson Peaks.
Right.
There was a couple of scenes that really, to me, were more terrifying visually because it looked like real dead bodies moving versus like I don't like it so much when like in this one that we just reviewed, Insidious, they're kind of like standing there in the dark in the shadow and then they kind of lunge out at you.
Yeah,
I think it's a little creepier when they approach you and they kind of like take full form.
They're not waiting to be discovered. They already are aware of what they are,
right?
And they're going for it.
And they're just going to scare you full on with their full visual horror.
I'll tell you why it didn't happen. The limited amount of space. These rooms are really small.
Yeah. And
they have to stand in the corner and wait to be noticed. Because, they just blend right into the dark.
Like behind the curtain. But, the girl looked over at the curtain. And what gets me? And again, here I am, the curmudgeon.
Yeah.
If I'm laying in a bed, and that girl looked at that curtain for a good, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and there's a figure standing behind the lacy curtain, and then it drops, I don't need to go, what was that? Jeez, that was weird. Kind of looked. Was that a person? I am gone.
OMG.
I am gone.
Yeah.
I don't.
You got the Fred Flintstones out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Come on, Pon. We got to get out of here. Grab the girls. Let's go. Oh, okay, Fred. What's good? You spooked. Don't worry about it.
Oh, gosh.
I would be out of there in a heartbeat.
But in Crimson Tide, to finish that, the length of hallway.
Yeah, that was a really long hallway that
So they got a lot of work to do to catch up.
And you had to show it to me twice because the first time I was actually looking at the architecture and I was just looking at the spikes and the curvature of the doorways and the multiple doorways and the girls running in that loose lacy. And that's another thing, that lacy. It wasn't
Beautiful,
very
though.
revealing, but it was just this long,
elegant,
flowing, elegant, like robe, like bed attire.
2 reasons you cannot own a pogo stick in that movie. She would trip with that long, and the spikes on the arches.
On the arches, absolutely. Batoing, batoing. Get down from there.
You can't. What do you do?
How come you're not talking to me? Oh, it's stuck in her head. That's a shame.
Yes, that is a shame.
But the last one, no, the Insidious.
What do you think?
That looked really good. Not seeing the first 2 movies, but I like the premise. I like that whole idea of like somebody coming to help, keep people from being stolen into the land of the dead.
Yeah.
The only creepy thing is like now they make it sound like the land of the dead is just filled with evil, vile monsters, and
There's no possibility for a good.
I don't see too many, Christians and reborn people coming out to see this movie. No,
there wasn't many brochures being handed out. There, I didn't see that at all. Part 2 really sucked.
It sucked.
I saw part 2. It's on Netflix now. You have Netflix?
I do not.
I'm sorry. I thought you did.
I have Hulu. I'm a Hulu.
You might be able to pick it up on Hulu. I don't know. You could check.
But it doesn't matter. We talked about this, that I actually have to.
YouTubian.
If I'm going to start doing these more often and start becoming a guest appearance, I'm going to have to start watching more movies.
I would love that.
Yeah, stop watching cartoons and downloading a lot of porn. But
not that we ever seen. What is that exactly?
No,
I don't
I've never. No.
Sounds like a thorn.
And so you could just check it out. My website's GermanDungeonPorn.com.
Really?
No, it's not.
Ich bin ein So
my daughter does that to me all the time. She's like, oh, this is. Oh, we could be at the mall or something. If it really is horrible, she'll be like, oh, I'd rather be watching German dungeon porn. What? Hold on a second. My heart has to start again. What was that? Well, it's got to be more entertaining than this. Oh, okay. And then my wife is like,
staying home for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that is so you. I'm like, stop.
Thank you. Oh, man.
No, all right, let's get back to the movie.
Well, I think that's it. So yeah, Insidious 3 is definitely a maybe.
Yeah, it's a maybe.
It's not more.
Yeah, I'm sold on the number 2 and number 3.
Okay.
Crimson Peaks, I definitely want to see. I bet you that would be the visual on the big screen. I bet you that'd be gorgeous.
So that's definitely number 1 in our books. Number 2 would have to be Poltergeist for me, and number 3 would be
for the nostalgia purpose, and just to see, you know what, and again, being the curmudgeon, I want to see what they changed and what they took out. And I could already tell you, I'm not happy with the missing the fat little old lady.
Yeah, that's right.
I loved her. I loved her when she come in. She says, "Your daughter has contacted a poltergeist. You need to love your daughter to bring her back." Now they got some drunk Irish guy or Scottishman.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, the problem is you built your house on a cemetery.
Exactly.
All right. Well, how do you know this?
The priest is Irish. It's
Irish or Scottish. It wasn't a real strong accent, but it was there.
It's a mix of Mel Gibson and a little bit of what's his name who does the Taken movies.
Oh, I don't know.
I will find you and I will kill you.
Oh.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, yeah.
Liam Neeson with Mel Gibson is what this priest sounded like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
So
yeah.
So that's the new. This house is clear.
I know. Yeah, that's right. This house is clear. And then they go to the motel and they throw the TV out.
That was great.
I'm like, way to go, coach.
Exactly.
This one, I'm not feeling that with the family. Like, I'm not saying that they're ugly kids. They're not ugly kids, but they're generic kids.
I think if you play the part back, you did say they were ugly kids.
Ugly kids.
And the word of the day tonight has been curmudgeon.
I love that word.
That's
I love that word. That's so. I can be that way. I'm. You know what it is? I'm. Maybe I don't watch a lot of movies because I nitpick and I get hung up on little things that irritate me.
What does curmudgeon mean?
I believe it just means just like constantly angered or irked.
You know what? Well, we should title the curmudgeon and the
I'm the curmudgeon.
The curmudgeon and the skeptic.
The curmudgeon and the skeptic. I've seen some things. You don't believe me? What are you talking about? I know what I saw. You son of a gun.
That'll be great. That'll be it, the curmudgeon and the skeptic. So, ladies and gentlemen, eventually there will be a podcast called Curmudgeon and Skeptic. I want to thank you very much. We filled up a lot of good time here with these.
Well, thank you for having me, and this was a real pleasure, honestly. It really was.
Thank you.
I hope your audience enjoyed me and give you some feedback, positive feedback. I mean,
yeah, please be positive. If there's any negative feedback, just send it directly to him, not me.
A quick side note: I'm a former prison guard, so you can't hurt my feelings because I don't care.
That's right.
But Kevin, it's Kevin's show, so let him know what you thought of me. He'll be calling me up. Yeah, Phil. Maybe not every 2 weeks. Let's make it like maybe
3 or 4.
I'll call you.
We'll see you next time with Grosjean, and thank you so much for listening to this in between filler. And we will be back, like Arnold says.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Before you see our fronts, you'll see our backs.
You'll see our backs, and they're very broad.
Very broad.
Very broad.
Not like female broad.
No.
Not to be confused with that.
It is a very wide back.
Very wide.
Like a tank.
Like the tanks that drive into things.
That's right. Big, muscular tanks with like a tiger.
That's right.
That's why I get my yell from.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.
All of Zerbinator's music and podcasts are under the Creative Commons license, which allows retelling and rebroadcasting as long as the author is notified and credited. For more great escape pods, please visit www.zerbinator.wordpress.com. If you would like to contact Zerbinatorland, you can send an email to instrumentally@gmail.com or give us a call at 571-408-ZERB or 9372.
Again, I said thank you to you already.
Yes, you said
did.
thank you, and I thank you. Big thank you to you.
Thank you for thanking me. Thanks.
Well, thank you for thanking me for thanking you for thanking me.
Thanks. And my point being, we'll see you next time with Grosjean, and thank you so much.